Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit and yet another episode of What Are We Eating? Today, I'm doing a first of several mechanically separated meat sausage throwdowns. Today's mechanically separated meat sausage contestants are original full-fat Armour Vienna sausages, reduced fat Armour Vienna sausages, and Prairie Belt smoked sausages. Prairie Belt used to make Vienna sausages, but I don't think they do anymore, so I picked these up anyway and decided to see how they compared to a major brand. I always root for the underdog, so I was hoping they didn't let me down. Let's first go over the Armour Original Vienna sausages, which is probably the most popular one of the three. They're made with chicken, beef, and pork added in chicken broth. The full list of ingredients are as follows: mechanically separated chicken, yum, as always, water, salt, corn syrup, contains 2% or less of beef, pork, dextrose, natural flavors, sodium nitrite, garlic powder, and chicken broth. And now for the nutrition facts, and I forgot to mention, this video doubles as a Spanish reading class as well. The serving size is 4 sausages, and there's 7 in the can, so that's approximately 2 servings. There's 120 calories per serving, and 90 of those calories is from fat. Like I always say, fat equals flavor, and with that amount of calories from fat, these are going to be delicious. There's 10 grams of total fat, 3 grams of saturated fat, 55 milligrams of cholesterol, 630 milligrams of sodium. If you're on a low sodium diet and you're watching your sodium intake, that 630 milligrams is for 1 serving. If you eat the whole can, like most people will, that's quite a bit of sodium. If you don't have a problem with your sodium intake, then it's not going to be an issue. Eat 7 cans if you like. And finally, 1 carbohydrate and 7 grams of protein. This is a good food storage item with a long shelf life. Now onto the reduced fat Vienna sausages with 40% less fat. The main ingredients are the same: chicken, beef, and pork added in chicken broth. All of the ingredients are exactly the same and in the same order, except the reduced fat Vienna sausages have modified cornstarch added. Armour is definitely putting leaner cuts of meat in the reduced fat Vienna sausages than they do in the original. I know, that's obvious, but I'm really interested to see how it affects the flavor. I'm also curious about the starch as well, because when I did the review on the Spam and the Great Value luncheon meat, Spam has potato starch in it, the Great Value luncheon meat doesn't have any starch in it, and I preferred the Great Value luncheon meat's texture and flavor over the Spam, especially for a savings of $1. And now for the nutrition facts, and everything is lower as expected, except the sodium and the carbohydrates. The serving size is the same. For 4 sausages, there's 80 calories, and 50 of those calories are from fat. There's 6 grams of total fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, 0 trans fat, 40 milligrams of cholesterol, 660 milligrams of sodium, 2 carbohydrates, and 6 grams of protein. And again, good storage food with a long shelf life. And now for Prairie Belt smoked sausages. It says smoked sausages made with chicken and pork packed in chicken stock. The full list of ingredients are listed as mechanically separated chicken, water, chicken skin, pork skin, corn syrup, pork spleens, and salt. Contains 2% or less of mustard, spices, and paprika, natural flavorings, pork stomachs, sodium tripolyphosphate, extractives of paprika, sodium nitrite, smoke flavoring, and chicken broth. Now, I know some of you are saying these ingredients are really gross compared to the other two, but I can pretty much assure you that all that mechanically separated chicken, pork, and beef in the Armour brand isn't much different than these. Prairie Belt was just a little more specific in their ingredient listing. To me personally, mechanically separated could be any part of the animal, but I could be wrong. Prairie Belt Vienna sausages have 10 more calories, but the same amount of total fat, saturated fat, calories from fat, and cholesterol as the Armour Original Vienna sausages. But they have more sodium, more carbohydrates, and less protein than the Armour Original Vienna sausages. And just like both Armour brands, they have a very long shelf life. When you open up all 3 cans, you immediately notice a difference in colors. The Prairie Belts are darker, which is obviously from being smoked, but the Armour Originals have a slight green tint to them. I'm not sure if you can see the green or not, and once again, there's no gelatin around the meat like there used to be years ago, which I loved. It's all broth now. The Prairie Belts look just like Vienna sausages other than the color, and they slide out a lot easier than the normal Vienna sausages usually do. Just as I said that, the reduced fat Vienna sausages slid right out and proved me wrong. Very interesting. I wonder if that has something to do with the cornstarch in them. But then again, the Prairie Belts didn't have any starch. But now, the all too familiar, stubborn Vienna sausages that won't come out. Eventually, I gave up and used a fork. When you put them side by side, you can see the reduced fat sausages are pinkish compared to the original ones. And you can see the green tint a little better here. Now, for all the haters busting on my cutting skills and dull knives, I went out and bought the new, scientifically designed, ultra lightweight Plastisue Kitchen Axe Series knife set. These state-of-the-art knives have flexible blades and are razor sharp, as demonstrated slicing through these sausages like air. Crocodile who? If you would like a set of these truly one-of-a-kind, scientifically engineered knives, I will be giving away a family gathering set of these knives to the first person who can guess what my favorite and most disliked foods are. You can notice the pinkness on the inside of the reduced fat sausages compared to the pale gray on the original ones. The reduced fat ones are in the middle, by the way. The inside of both Armour sausages look to be pretty smooth, but the inside of the Prairie Belts look to be a little coarse. I honestly could not tell a difference in taste or texture in the original or reduced fat Armour Vienna sausages, but the Prairie's Belt, on the other hand, should have been called the Prairie's Belch. Not a very pleasant flavor whatsoever, must have been the spleens. The underdog definitely let me down. Vienna sausages have never been my favorite processed meat, but you can't really go wrong with either the original or the reduced fat. Like I said, they basically taste the same. Which is really surprising to me, since I always say fat equals flavor. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like Vienna sausages, try the Armour original and the reduced fat. Stay away from the Prairie Belt. And don't forget, I'll have some more Vienna sausage throwdowns coming up soon, and more What Are We Eating videos coming up soon. So please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.